everyone, and welcome back to Cosplay Tea Time, a fun community of cosplayers bringing you podcast recordings where we'll talk about different animes, fandoms, the art of cosplaying, conventions, and sometimes we take a break and we like to talk about holidays, all kinds of different holidays, and you'll definitely find that in this podcast recording because we're going to be combining Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, as well as other holidays that guest and tea sippers also observe. So hopefully y'all are ready with your cup of tea or even some cocoa and a snack because we're going to be talking all about the holidays and this past year. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our introductions, and we're going to start with...
Hey guys, this is Ackley Attack showing up here once again. My pronouns are of course he, him, and his, and you can find me on Instagram at AckleyAttack4427, as well as of course my TikTok, YouTube, and plenty of other social medias that I have provided under the name Ackley Attack TV. And just for the sake of this episode, I'm of course cosplaying as Barbara from Genshin Impact in her incredible Christmas outfit and everything, just for this special occasion. And of course, to go alongside it, seeing if how it is Christmas related, I even included this nice little nutcracker just for the sake of it. Why? I don't know. I just think it kind of makes sense to me. But needless to say, it's good to be back on here once again, and I'm really excited to talk about, well, the holidays in particular.
I am Mousey from Cosplay Tea Time, and I'm cosplaying Santa.
My name's Naomi. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. But you know me as Black Cosplay on TikTok for two. Whoever.
Hello, I am Springy, as always. I'm currently being Springtrap, kind of, sort of. I'm very cold. And you can find me primarily, if you want active posts, on Demon Interviews. It's pretty much Demon Interviews on every single social platform. I did that on purpose. Yes, even Tumblr. Anywho, then I go by he, him on myself. And yeah, that's about it.
Hi, I'm Jason. I go by he, him, and you can also find me on social media, but a lot of it is not going to be the same username, so.
Alrighty, well, awesome. Thank you all so much for joining as well. So my name is Jen. I'm the founder of Cosplay Tea Time, as well as today's host. I go by she, her pronouns. You can find me TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, Jen.Cosplays45, and I am dressed as Nora Valkyrie as a Christmas elf. So got a little cute dress and everything. So super duper excited. Okay, so we're gonna actually do two icebreakers, kind of warm up the room in a sense. So we're gonna do the first one being, what are your top 3 favorite cosplays that you own?
Well, I think my part. Yeah, I think my part from what I could gather, I have like a ton of cosplays that I absolutely love for sure. But if I were to pick my top 3 that I can give off at the top of my head, it would have to be my gender bent version of Sailor Moon from, well, Sailor Moon, which was, of course, a really great follow-up to my Ash Ketchum cosplay that I did, and it was, of course, the first one I actually crafted by hand with a lot of help from some family members that I know of. So yeah, that's, of course, my first favorite, and my second favorite would definitely have to be, well, I think I've actually grouped it all together all at once, so I have to say any version of my gender bang Ruby Rose, yeah, my gender bang version of Ruby Rose from Ruby, including the latest one that I did, of course, my take on her Beacon Dance outfit from Volume 2, which, yeah, is actually kind of similar to how she wears in the show, but I'm still counting that as, of course, on my lineup. And so, yeah, I guess it's either those two picks or, of course, probably my all-time favorite from last year, which is, of course, again, Barbara from Genshin Impact, but as a ballerina, to which, yeah, that is, of course, my all-time favorite, and getting to seek out some inspiration to make it, like, of course, taking inspiration from her regular outfit to, of course, being inspired by Princess Tutu and plenty of other ballerina cosplays in particular. That makes it my all-time favorite cosplay amongst the top three for sure, and why I never even bothered to wear the hag, as it would be a good thing to do some nice Nutcracker music to dance to, hence why I have this, but I'm sure I'll probably save that cosplay for when I'll appear again in this.
My, my. Let's see. So my cosplays are mainly between myself, Santa, which I am now. Speaking of Santa, one of my little elves is here. Norman! Yeah, for me. So yeah, but I know I really like three cosplays that Bella has. I really love it when she cosplays from my hero. Sue, which she just got in. She'll be debuting Sue sometime next year in 2024. And the all-time classic, Ruby Rose, which I'm not sure when she's gonna come back, so yeah. That's it.
I have so many that I still need to plan out, but I don't have the closet space for. But I would probably have to say my favorite is Mr. Eisenhower from My Hero, which was actually the first cosplay that I did since I relate to him. You, Springy, wherever you are.
Wherever I am. My top three favorite are from Commodore O's, I cosplay Ankh, so that's one of my favorites. I need to remake his hand or buy one. Springtrap, primarily any of them that's not the full plush suit, because that's warm. And then there's probably like the Huntsman as well from Ruby. Maybe I think only like Ruby Chibi, but primarily those three are my favorites to get into.
Yeah, we stumped with this stuff. Boy, if I had to say what my two favorite would be, Deku in his hero outfit, Natsu from Fairy Tail, and then Tanjiro from Demon Slayer.
Cool. That's a variety. So let's see. Top three of my favorite cosplays: Nora Valkyrie, her Mistral outfits. Musa from Winx Club. That's always been a dream cosplay. And who's the third? I guess Komi-san from Komi Can't Communicate. It's so cute and girly, and I absolutely adore it. So, okay, moving on to our next icebreaker question. Oh boy, this might be everybody's going to be on their phone, so I apologize in advance. But what are the most three recent food emojis that you have used?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is a tough one on my part, but honestly, yeah, I think I know I've actually used emojis for, of course, for my posts and stuff, but in terms of food emojis, honestly, I've rarely actually used them, to be honest, but I think if I probably would have to pick three that I would actually use quite frequently, I think it would have to be pretty much an apple, pizza, or a nice slice of cake.
Well, I know the first one's cheese. Was the second one peanut butter? I don't have a third, but let's take a gander. I really want to use cake next.
Cheesecake.
Oh, my emojis, I use chicken leg, a cake, and a slab of beef.
I actually don't use food emojis that often, so like the closest thing to food in my most recents are flowers. You can eat flowers. It's fine.
I've never used any food emojis, so I can't really give a definitive answer.
That's what I get for thinking outside the box. And I was like, oh, this would be interesting to do. So, yeah. I'll just wrap up mine. It's usually spaghetti, bread, and pancakes. All carbs. Carbs are awesome. So, yep. Those are the three. Okay, and with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up icebreakers and everything. But before we get into the theme, I just want to cut into a quick little commercial break. So I just want to explain what Cosplay Tea Time is and how folks can join, which is, as I said before, Cosplay Tea Time is a podcast. We'll feature different topics. We have folks join, get into cosplay, bring tea, water, a snack, and whatnot. And then we just sit and we talk about it, answer questions, tell fun stories, make new memories. And then from there, we'll edit them, post them, share them, all that good stuff. So if you're a cosplayer out there and you would like to join, just message us on our Instagram. We have a link tree. Make sure you like, follow, support Cosplay Tea Time, as well as our guest and tea sippers here today. So lots of amazing and incredible people, so wholesome and everything. So want to make sure that they're getting the support that they need. So just want to say too, just thank you everyone who supported Cosplay Tea Time throughout the years. I really do appreciate all the likes and sharings and all the kind comments about I love these cosplay podcasts and stuff. So thank you. Okay, quickest commercial break ever. Because we have quite a bit of questions for today's theme. So like I said before, we're going to be going through Thanksgiving. I have a couple questions. Christmas, I have a couple questions. And then New Year's, I have a few questions. And then we'll talk about other traditions that folks might observe. And then I have a fun question. They already know what it is because I posted in the chat because I was like, it's kind of mean if I just spring it on them. Sorry, Springy. That was not intended. But, if I just tell it. So hopefully you'll have responses and stuff like that. So, okay. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first themed question. I know I've been asking a lot of questions. I even asked a lot of questions beforehand. Do you have questions for me? Do you have questions about this and stuff? So, but we'll get on to our first fun question. Ackley, get ready. What is something you are grateful to have learned this year?
Well, I guess for my part, I think the one thing I am grateful to actually learn from this year is I think from what I could gather, I think I would actually usually each year I will, of course, work on each new cosplay every single year just to see on what ones that I've actually got pretty much in the works, and I would just get right on to working that right away. But I think the one thing I actually did learn is the hag. I think I would usually maybe take the time to slow down from, of course, all of the hag and actually focus on other things. While I'll still make use of my cosplays for anything in particular, of course, see about getting myself in for another photo shoot, or see about what ones I can plan out just so that I can get that going for the next year. So yeah, I think by slowing down on, of course, my cosplay work, that actually is one thing I'm actually grateful for. And don't get me wrong, I am hoping to resume of course, all that, because again, of time and money and stuff, but I say it actually feels great to slow down from making a cosplays in particular, meaning that again, I could do a photo shoot, or of course wear ones for conventions I'll go to, or if there's something missing from, of course, one cosplay that I haven't got around to, I will, of course, pretty much get around to doing that. Hence why pretty much I did get this nice Peggy coat for this for, of course, my Christmas Barber cosplay. As you can definitely see here, definitely looks really nice. But yeah, I'll be sure to show it off more and more. So yeah, I say slowing down is, of course, yeah, slowing down on my cosplays is the one thing I'm really grateful for. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm sure I'll get to working on them eventually. But hey, I think it feels great to slow down from, of course, all that. To which yeah, originally I did feel bad for, but after what I've actually gone through, I'm now actually grateful that I need to slow down and stuff to really catch my breath.
That is the most important thing that is really good to learn, whether you're doing cosplay or something else in general. Because usually when you rush things, most of the time, it just doesn't turn out. So you have to really put some time into it in order for the effort to make a full good impact with what you're doing. Yeah. So I just want to put that little end in right there. But on my end, I've actually learned some stuff from Bella. Learned from Bella is everything that she's learned. And what she's learned this year is definitely working with different types of materials and even trying out a new material recently, which is leather paint. And she's in the middle of painting some boots right now. And she actually learned how to take off the manufacturing finish. And she's in the middle of doing some coats on these boots right now. So I can't wait to see what they look like done. I really can't wait. But she was most excited to learn how to work with this year was definitely working with leather. She learned a lot to do wig styling and work with hair tints and doing extensions, seeing how she is a hairstylist. And she's just growing more and more and more. But she's also, during this entire process, she's witnessed what she's able to do right now and what she's not able to do right now, but also what she wants to learn how to do, which is three separate things. So, for example, she's not really good at making armor or props, but she wants to learn how to do those things better. And yeah, she knows her limits and she knows what she can do and she knows what she can't do. That's really, really, really good because you get to work on all the stuff. Yeah. Next person.
Oh dear. I haven't really learned much this week when it comes, or like this year when it comes to like cosplay stuff, but I have learned a lot about color coordination for like characters and like OCs and like stuff like that. But honestly, color coordination can go a long way depending on like what your character style is or like what this character's style is and like what colors you need to like make their costume or like their outfit. It really does help. Bingy?
Recently whenever I was doing like my art pieces for my own nonsense, I've been playing around with shading a little bit. Or well, that sounds like I'm more professional. I've started putting shading into things. But yeah, that's pretty much the only big learning thing I've had this year for this type of thing.
I haven't learned anything much cosplay wise this year. or really relatively anything to do. But at some point, I want to learn how to make props and do some of the makeup effects, like Tundra scarring on his forehead, and I there's just so many other things I want to learn down the line. Just want to take it one thing at a time.
One thing at a time. Let's see. Grateful to have learned this year. Really getting out of my comfort zone and experimenting with different makeup. Usually I do like light browns, naturals, pinks of course for Nora, but this year I went bold. I did oranges. I did the rainbow for Ainsley, so I'm hoping to continue that a little bit. So it might seem like very little and minuscule, but to me it's like a huge milestone and stepping stone. So, but I'm glad I did it.
Baby steps, just baby steps.
Baby steps. That's right. Let's see. Next up, we have what are some ways you show thanks or receive thanks?
Well, I guess on my part, I think I am definitely one of those people that really likes to be kind for others. So I think mainly to answer on that question, and I know it's not the best answer that I could give, but I would definitely show my loving sincere to the people around me, and of course, pretty much. I think it will be my way of saying thanks to them in particular, because I care for everyone around me as much as they care for me on my part, which, yeah, is actually not the best answer that I can give, but as long as, of course, it still ties into the theme of course, be kind to others, I say that's definitely the best foot forward.
Mm.
Okay. I am thankful for everyone. I gotta sing a little jingle. I just had to. I was feeling it in my little mouse bones. But, yeah, I like to let people know that they're thankful. Not just through, well, I like to let people know that I'm thankful for them. Not just through nice gestures, but, by having meaningful, deep, wonderful talk. I don't want to spoil it, but, I have met someone.
That's true.
Yes, I have met someone. They are the most beauteous being ever. And yeah, I'm very grateful that I met this person. I'm very grateful that I'm here on Cosplay Tea Time. I'm very grateful for just everything in my life, and yeah.
Oh, we're talking about me. I thought Mousey had a significant other. And I was like ready to write fan fiction about Mousey finding true love. Springy lost it. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I was totally oblivious. Like, oh, that's wonderful. Mousey's in love. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Mousey.
Huh?
Is it Mousey? Were you done?
Oh yeah, I was done.
Okay, and then
Wait, I show practice despite being polite, like Akatak said. Just be polite to those around you and you'll get kind of sad. Springy.
Okay, first of all, I have to say I agree with Jen. I totally thought there's some new Mousey lore just being dropped in the middle of the video. I was like, okay then. Instead of a commercial break, we have Mousey lore time. But how I show I'm thankful is it's gonna sound like really like weird, but it's like of course like what everybody else said, I'm nice to everybody in general. But I also try and show the people who I'm grateful for, like just going an extra step and just being like, okay, like what is the gift giving sometimes is the best way to show that you're thankful for somebody. I know it's very like ugh, but it is, and it's a way, and you know, you and I'm very thankful for Jen. I'm very thankful for my mom, who is also weirdly also named Jen. J Team. You know, I'm thankful for a lot of people, and I try and express that in any way I can.
For me, it's not about like receiving kindness, but it's more showing it to other people who feel like they're in hard times. And even around holidays, you know, people at times they can get upset, but it's just like, you know, I want to spread that Christmas cheer to them. So, but I'm also thankful for, you know, you guys, my parents, my job, and most probably the person I'm seeing right now, because it's been a while since I've been with someone, but I feel like I haven't been more happier since then.
It's awesome. All of love, literally. We're gonna talk about that Mousey lore later, but yes. Yeah, ways that I show thanks is just by like letting people know that I'm thankful. You know, like across screens, it's like, you know, it's like, oh, she's just saying thanks. That's why I add like 1,000 emojis and random gifts and all this stuff. So it's like, so you know you're being showered in gratitude. So yeah, it's just like saying thank you and like meaning it. Like, you know, as I always say, like from the bottom of my heart, it's like right down there. It's like all the gratitude for support and, you know, sharing kind comments and stuff. It really goes a long way. So let's see. We're gonna wrap up our little Thanksgiving questions with this one, which is, what is an item you are thankful for that helps you with cosplaying?
Well, I guess from my part, I think the one thing that I am actually really thankful for when it comes to a cosplay would probably have to be the nice little sewing kit that was, of course, given to me from, of course, my grandmother. To which, bit of a fun fact, actually, she actually is actually really good at sewing, but not really much on the clothing line, but more towards, of course, quilts and stuff. To which, I won't lie, is absolutely brilliant for sure. So I've actually really took a lot of inspiration from, of course, my grandmother to help, of course, on my cosplay journey, whether it be I would buy them online or I would make them myself. To which, thankfully, that has been growing and evolving for the past several years during my time cosplaying in particular. And yeah, thankfully, I am hoping to get better and better at it as time progresses for sure. But hey, I think with, of course, the sewing kit that I got from my grandmother, that is the one I am really thankful for, and I still stuck with it even to this day without ever letting it go anytime soon.
Let's see. I know we're most grateful for cheese, but we're talking about an item, not food. I'm not sure if I have. I guess my toothbrush. I don't know. I know Bella is super grateful for her CSI belt, because without it, she wouldn't be able to walk around conventions and in public in cosplay without it, you know, on, whether it's under, you know, baggy clothing or something that would cover it, or just on top of some clothing where it wouldn't be too bad to look at. But you know, she has hip issues, so that CSI belt has helped her in not just cosplaying situations, but in, you know, everyday non-cosplay situations. And yeah, I know how painful sometimes it is for her, but uh, she puts something on almost everything, and she just rocks it like a champ. No wonder why we all call her grandma, right? Well, I call her grandma sometimes as a joke. She likes it, so yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm most thankful for would probably be my Nintendo Switch. It like actually helps me with my hand-eye coordination because my coordination is like in the gutter for me.
I'm thankful for my jobs because they give me money. Um, so I can then do cosplay-based things. But like, one of my jobs are very taxing on a lot of my brain, and it's just monies, please. And I use that for getting items for different cosplays, or I just use it to more clutter in my room. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. I know this is gonna sound a little bit cheesy, but I'm thankful for my girlfriend because some of those things have just been hard on me, and it's like I just haven't been that person that I used to be. But now with her on, it's like I've learned so much more about myself than I did before. So I'm thankful that she's part of my life, and down the line, I'm hoping that growth still continues, and working cosplays with her. So
Yes, awesome. So lots of things to be grateful for. I will say one of my items is my hot glue gun. Want something to stay? Hot glue gun for the win. So both cosplay and non-cosplay art activities. So okay, so we're going to wrap up the Thanksgiving questions, and we're going to do Christmas, because of course Christmas comes after Thanksgiving. I've been scolded multiple times in the server for posting Christmas content too early, but we're doing it now. So this gets posted the day before Christmas, so Christmas Eve. So yay. Let's see. So our first question is, this one's always a classic. What is your favorite Christmas memory?
Well, I guess for starters, I think to probably say that Christmas is one of my all-time favorite holidays. Well, that's basically an understatement on my part. So yeah, honestly, I think I know hands down when it comes to some Christmas memories. Honestly, over the years, there's like a ton that I've actually pretty much have a whole haga for sure, because each and every one of them are actually really great. Even if you have a tough one 1 year, it's still actually a really great time by far for sure. But if I were to pick one of my all-time favorite Christmas memories from my point of view, honestly, I think it would actually have a tie into, of course, one of my favorite Christmas movies. So, honestly, I think it was probably back in like way back when I pretty much did on like a nice little train ride themed to one of my favorite Christmas movies I love watching, which was, of course, the Polar Express, which honestly, that was of course really fun to do because yeah, honestly, I think I really do like the movie, especially since I was like a kid when I saw it on the big screen. But moreover, I really do love the book as well. The book is actually really great, and yeah, for it to come from of course the same author behind both Zathura and Jumanji. That is just absolutely incredible. So yeah, and I know it's actually been a while since I've actually done one of those, but if I were to, of course, maybe revisit the hag some point around soon, say that will, of course, be really a great by far for sure. But hey, you may never know when one would actually pop up for sure, because yeah. Honestly, still goes to show that Polar Express is definitely one of my favorite Christmas movies, amongst others that I'm sure I'll get to at some point for sure, but mainly because, well, I knew as a kid I had a fascination with trains for sure. So yeah, that's of course what I can say. Of course, the hang up front. So I'll transition that over to, of course, Mousey right here. So go ahead.
My favorite Christmas memory is when I rode the train for the first time. The Christmas tree. That was really fun. Yeah, that's all I got.
There you go.
Well, I think you and I talked about this, Jen. I don't really celebrate Christmas because that's more of my dad's side of family, and I was born and raised to celebrate Hanukkah instead. Springy?
My favorite Christmas memory. Right, because I'm just double checking. That's the question.
Yeah.
Perfect. So a tradition that we did a lot when I was a little bit younger was we always went over to a friend's house and had dinner. Their food wasn't always fully cooked, but it was still super fun. We gave each other family, singular, big-ish family gift, just because there's a lot of siblings in that family. More power to them. But yeah, it was always super fun, and yeah, I feel like other than the memories I've already talked about in past recording for holiday, Christmas, other holidays in general, go watch those. I think that's my favorite that I haven't told already.
Oh boy. I want to say my favorite Christmas memory has to be about when the Game Boy Color was still around. So I want to say 2001, 2002, 2003. And I was surprised with the original Pokemon Gold and Silver games. So, and I kind of didn't see that coming. So I was just like, and this is the journey of why I got into Pokemon.
Christmas Pokemon would be so cute. Oh, squirrel with a Santa hat. Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. So yes, I will have links down below on past holiday, as well as a link to all of 2023 Cosplay Tea Time podcast recordings. So you don't have to mention them by name or anything. I'm gonna have it all down below, and of course you can always check out the channel, so that helps too. But real quickly, favorite Christmas memory, something that I haven't shared on here. Recently, like, I remember, like, one year for Christmas, I wanted a cat, like a real live cat and stuff, but my mom said no. We lived in an apartment where, we couldn't have a cat, couldn't afford a cat and stuff, so then I remember, like, telling, like, the department store Santa, like, I whispered in his ear, I'm like, I want a cat for Christmas. He's like, I'll see what I can do. So instead of a real cat, I woke up Christmas morning and opened up my first gift, which was a black and white stuffed cat. Forget what I named the cat, but it was so cute, so adorable. I took it like everywhere, but I was so excited whenever I opened it. I'm like, Santa got me a cat, kind of, but it worked. So Tiny Jen was enthused with her Christmas kitty, if you will. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna do the next one. So like Christmas season type of vibe. So what are some of your favorite Christmas songs / movies that you enjoy watching / listening to?
Well, I guess on my part, I think I pretty much in terms of Christmas songs, that's very kind of hard to say on my part because there's a lot of great Christmas songs that we can actually listen to for sure. But I won't bother saying them at the top of my head for sure. But I guess in terms of Christmas movies, well, I guess since I am a bit of a movie nerd, that I can actually say at the top of my head. I already did mention the Polar Express from earlier for sure, but I guess there are several others that I also really enjoyed. Like, of course, one of my all-time favorites would have to be one of the Peanut specials, which is A Charlie Brown Christmas. That one was, of course, a really great one by far, and I do like pretty much some of course, the Rankin Bass specials, like, of course, Rudolph, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty, just to name a few for sure, and of course, pretty much several others that I can gather. I really do love the first Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen. That one was, of course, a great one to watch by far, and I can't get enough of that every single year. And of course, let's see, I also really do enjoy pretty much any version of A Christmas Carol by far, with two of my favorites would definitely have to be from both Mickey Mouse and the Muppets, both of which are really great by far, and probably, I think, probably my all-time favorite pretty much a Christmas movie from what I can gather would definitely have to be the first two versions of course, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, whether it be the Chuck Jones cartoon with Boris Karloff, or the Ron Howard live-action film with Jim Carrey, which I won't lie, the latter of which I really do kind of like for decent enough purposes by far. So yeah, that's actually those are definitely my all-time favorite Christmas movies by far, with a whole lot more that I may do a top 10 list later on, but again, I'm sure I'll save that for another day. But yeah, those are definitely my favorite Christmas movies that I love watching every single year, amongst plenty of others that I do hope to check out anytime soon.
Everything you just said, I love. I'm freaking out.
Oh dear.
Can you hear me say
Jim
it best?
Carrey is the best. Jim Carrey. Yes. Slay my man. Slay.
Oh dear. I think we killed Mousey.
Oh dear.
Oh,
I'm not dead. I just need to calm down. Oh.
Oh boy. My favorite Christmas movie. Well, Christmas movie or song. Oh, I don't listen to Christmas music that much. I try to block it out because I work retail. Is that one song? It's that one song every year that comes around, and I just want to touch the radio. So, yeah, Piggy.
My favorite Christmas movie is the live-action Grinch. I would say Nightmare Before Christmas, but I personally count that more as a Thanksgiving movie because it's in the middle. Plus I get to watch it for my birthday, and it's around there. So, then I also love, I said love the live-action Grinch songs. I mainly love I don't remember what it's called. It's the song that's in the beginning of the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. That I think it's like, I don't know what Christmas is or something like that. It's hilarious to me. I also love, the How to Train Your Dragon. That's not a Christmas film. They're a Christmas special. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. There we go. Those are my personal favorites for movies and songs.
this is gonna be a hot take, but honestly, my favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard. I know a lot of people are gonna argue, oh, it's not a Christmas movie, but it's set around Christmas time, so therefore I count it as a Christmas movie. Because come on, he saves Christmas for everybody.
Okay.
I do want to say my favorite Christmas songs are done by Lindsey Sterling, because instead of like just listening to, people saying, you're just listening to very great background music. It's the most relaxing thing you can ever listen. And Who doesn't love listening to that kind of music from her? It's pretty great.
I started listening to her Christmas album back in like August, so it's like it's Christmas now. That's why I was not allowed to post anything. So everybody's like, Jen, she's listening to Christmas music in August. But I explained in a past recording why I do that, so I'm gonna check that out some other time. But yes, favorite Christmas movie. I just watched it the other day. Klaus on Netflix. Beautifully animated, great story. Love the art. It's just top tier, S tier. Klaus, you have to watch it. It's so good. Songs, I think recently Silent Night has been one of my favorites. I mean, of course, anything from Lindsey Sterling's Christmas albums as well, but Silent Night has really just been resonating with me this year. Just like, all is calm, all is bright. It's like I have not had a moments of peace and calmness in the past years. So I'm just like, I just need a night where it's quiet. Nobody needs me. It's just silent. That's all I need. So that's all I need. Springy? Put your hand up. Okay, go ahead, Springy.
I forgot a movie that I love that came out last year. It's an amazing Christmas film. It's called Violent Night.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. It's really awesome. I really loved it. It has the guy from Stranger Things in it who's the sheriff. He's also the Red Guardian in the Black Widow movie. Great. He's Santa Claus and he's awesome. Yeah. I forgot about that. Sorry.
So good. Jason?
To answer your question, Spring, you're thinking of Hopper, and if another suggestion is I listen to Silent Night in German. If you listen to it in German, it really sounds beautiful. Like I knew I grew up listening to like the normal tradition version, but when you listen to it in German, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yes. I will have to listen to that later on. So Ackley, let's do that and then wrap up. So Ackley, what you got?
Yeah, I guess I did forget to mention 3 other Christmas movies that are all time that are my favorites, which is of course Klaus, as you mentioned, Jen, and Nightmare Before Christmas, as Springy mentioned, and I think another one that I kind of forgot to mention that I don't think we actually brought up is of course Elf with Will Ferrell. That is definitely a great one by far. So, but yeah, those are the 3 that I forgot to mention. But yeah, I would definitely put them alongside all the other Christmas movies that I really enjoy watching.
And I was just watching Elf before the recording and stuff. We had like a little movie brunch type of thing. So it's a really funny movie. So good. Okay, I got one more Christmas themed question. Oh no, Mousey. I know what the response is gonna be like oh gosh. Alright, here it is. What is your favorite Christmas food/meal? What are some dishes that you like to eat around the Christmas season?
I say for me, of course, my part, I think when it comes to Christmas food that I really do love to eat, I think I know pretty much. I think it's more on the brunch category by far, but I still actually really love eating it each year. So honestly, my favorite Christmas food that I love eating every single year is that, believe it or not, I can't get enough of having some really good old-fashioned cinnamon rolls by far, to which, yeah, I honestly don't know why. I just find them absolutely delicious by far. The way it's nice and sweet and creamy, of course, my part. I can't get enough of it by far. It's just that good to me.
Armenian spinach pie. It's cheesy. It's so cheesy. It's so good. I can't get it either. Oh, my head.
Oh dear.
There you go.
My favorite food to eat around the holidays, honestly, like I said, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I do love eating potato latkes around Hanukkah time. Like, I like stealing right off the plate when they're first freshly cooked and start shoving them into my mouth. Springy.
One of my favorite holiday foods, stuffing from Thanksgiving. I know we're technically on to the winter side of things, but stuffing. Stuffing, and sometimes, I'm not sure if we're gonna, no, we are gonna make it this year. We have something that's called trash. It's not actual trash. I know, it sounds bad. Let me explain. I'm gonna do a quick explanation. It's like pretzels, cereal, some and Cheez-Its all mixed together in bacon grease. Is it good for you? No. Do I care? Also no. Oh, and also it's like crock-pot candy, which it's just it's like 3 different types of chocolate and like peanuts. And my mom makes them very well, and for some reason, like whenever she gives the recipe to somebody, they can't make it right. So they're always like, "Are you making this year?" And she's like, "Yeah, I gave you a recipe." "Yeah, but it didn't turn out. You just make it for me." So like we make like, but like it's like massive bars of chocolate. It's not like a little Hershey's thing. It's like a pound chocolate bar. There's like 3 pounds of chocolate in this thing. It's great. It's great. Sorry,
So I have to go with Ackley said. I do love cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning. It's always been a staple in this household for me. So you can never ever go wrong with cinnamon rolls.
I just learned how to make cinnamon rolls from scratch, and they are a lot of labor, a lot of love. It was painful, but I made them pink, so I made it a little bit better while I was making them. So, and Springy, any chance your mom can share the recipes for the cookbook? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, chocolate eater. All right. Let's see. Favorite meals. I think this year I've been talking with my sister. I think we're actually going to be doing a brunch, as Zachary was saying. Like, I don't know what I'm going to be serving. I think cinnamon rolls, candy bacon, fresh fruits and stuff like that. But one thing that I do enjoy eating as like a child, and I need to learn this recipe from my grandmother, which is her candy cane cookies. They're just peppermint cookies with like red and like white dough, just like curled up to look like a candy cane. You just bite into it, and it's just peppermint, and it crumbles and stuff, and eat like 20 of them and get sick to your stomach. It's awesome. It's the best feeling in the world. So yep, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of meal. So we're gonna conclude, well, we're not concluding Christmas because we're getting into the Christmas spirit, but we're gonna wrap up those questions for now. I have a couple of New Year's, and then we'll get into other traditions as well. So let me see. Where's the question? Oh no, there it is. Okay. So for New Year's, how are you celebrating New Year's this year?
Honestly, I think for my part, I usually do it like I do every single year. By far, I think with nothing much going on, I would usually stay home for the most part, or I would actually work on something that would, of course, pretty much get things tied over before the new year starts. But probably I think the one thing I couldn't get enough of for every single New Year's by far is that I usually tune into, of course, pretty much I usually tune into the New Year's Rocking Eve party on television, which I won't lie is actually really great by far. To which yeah, don't get me wrong, we do have some really nice New Year's parties in person for sure, including the iconic ball drop by far, because hey, you cannot have New Year's without a signature ball drop to bring in the new year. Oh yeah, even fireworks as well. Can't go wrong with that. But yeah, I guess fun is those will actually be for sure, unless for the fact that you're on a cruise ship. Otherwise, well, you end up being in the similar situation as the Poseidon adventure, but we're not gonna go that route for sure. But yeah, usually I would stay home every single, almost every single New Year's by far, and well, took into a New Year's Rocking Eve by far, not only to see some of the bands and musicians playing in a concert, including pretty much seeing the crowds over at Times Square where they usually broadcasting at for sure, but getting to see the ball drop at right around midnight to ring in the new year. It's always a blast by far for sure, and I can't get enough of that every single year by far because, yeah, I can't celebrate New Year's without, tuning to the New Year's Rocking Eve party for sure because, yeah, they really emphasize the word rockin' by far.
It's your turn. What are you doing this New Year's?
New Year's, New Year's, New Year's. I'm probably going to be partying with my buddy when the ball drops. Bella, I don't know. She's actually been working a lot lately, so she's pretty tired from Thanksgiving break. But we gon' party.
Bring out the cheese ball.
Excuse me, I was coughing.
Oh, you were coughing? I thought you were dancing. I thought that was a mousy dance move.
Yeah.
Coughing for
Oh,
mousy.
What am I gonna do for New Year's? Well, I never really liked going anywhere for New Year's because I'm like really antisocial. Like I don't like people at all in like crowd spaces like parties. But my uncle was born on New Year's Eve, so we normally call him and wish him a happy birthday, and that's pretty much it. Springy?
Primarily, kind of similar to Naomi, but like me and my family, we just like kind of stay at the house. We're not really very outgoing social people for the holidays. A lot of the time we just stay home for any of the holidays, really. But New Year's, we just get like the sparkling apple juice. I almost said Spock apple juice. I don't think that's a thing. And that's pretty much it. Sometimes we get the grape juice too if we're feeling crazy. But yeah, we don't really do anything crazy. We do also watch the ball drop on, I believe it's NBC, or whichever one we feel like doing. I mean, like sometimes we just like switch between a few of them. Like sometimes we're looking at the one that Miley Cyrus hosts, which is a whole other type of mood than the regular one. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah.
I'm not really sure what I'm going to do for New Year's this year because work is going to be conflicting with that. So I might have some drinks, but again, that is uncertain as I don't know what's going to happen.
Wait and see. Gotcha. So, yeah, I don't think we have any plans to go out and do anything. Usually we'll stay at home and, do like hors d'oeuvres type of thing, like pick and nibble and stuff. I did watch the ball drop. I was debating about it and stuff, but then I saw like Ava Max posted on her story, like, "Hey, I'm performing in a couple minutes." It's like, fine, I'll watch. Whatever you say, my queen. So yeah, so I'll probably watch that. Usually I have a cat on my lap, a husband, so I give them their little kisses for New Year's. And also too, I have like a little wooden calendar on my desk that you can like change out and stuff. So it'll go from like December 31st to January 1st. I just feel like that's so symbolic. Like, all right, time to put away last year. You learned, you grew. Now it's time for a new year. So that's what I'll be doing. Crazy party people. Okay, next up we have the fun question as always. And I know still got a month left until New Year and stuff, but very, very curious to know what is one of your New Year's resolutions?
Honestly, to me, I think if I were to actually pick a New Year's resolution on my part, that's actually kind of hard to say because there's actually a whole lot on my part. But probably I think for my New Year's resolution for 2024 is, of course, pretty much a ton. I would actually continue to work hard on all of my cosplays and other projects for the most part, especially with White Gaga currently on my part, which again may take some time for sure, but that would definitely have to be my New Year's resolution by far amongst plenty of other things for sure. As well as of course, hopefully playing out and of course go to more conventions for sure. Whether it be of course I would go there myself, or once I actually get my own media gig going anytime soon, actually be invited out from the conventions themselves, just so that I can actually go right at this instant by far, to which still in the works on my part, but hey, hopefully by the time this is up, then my media kit is already live as we speak, but you may never know for the most part. So but yeah, those will definitely be my New Year's resolutions for sure.
You have a buff bod.
Have a buff bod.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were
I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore. You just found to see them as a scam at this point, because it's just like you say you're gonna do something, and when you do it, it just ends up falling apart. Springy?
I would like to learn how to save money better, and that is the current goal. Mainly with this upcoming year, I'm going to be getting promoted in my side job, which my side job will also be making $4 more than my primary job. That's a question for my sanity later. But
I feel like my resolution is to try and get in shape, because it's been something I've been needing to do for the longest time, and it's something I feel like needs to finally put into motion. That and trying to learn how to do props, makeup effects, and something different.
It's crazy. I thought when we got to Mousey was gonna be like eat more cheese or something. Like the one restaurant where it's like eat more chicken or something. It's like eat more cheese. Eat all the cheese.
eat more cheese and have a buff bod.
Oh boy, have it both. Why not both? Okay, let's see. Resolutions. I haven't really set any in stone. I'm kind of toying with the idea of well, one of them I do know is I want to get a commission done for a friend. I've been putting it off for like almost 2 years, and recent conversation, I'm like, I should really start. So this week, my first small goal, of course, is to write down what needs to be done, and then just have like a tentative timeline. Like, okay, in this month I'm going to focus on sleeves, this month I'll focus on collars, yada yada. So focus on the commission next year, as well as attend different conventions. I usually go to 4-State Comic-Con. I'm actually going to Ocean City Comic-Con, so that'll be exciting. But yeah, I want to try different conventions. It's kind of scary because I'm always by myself, but maybe I'll try to find some friends or make new friends. So there you go, more friends. More friends. That is a very Penny Polendina response, and I am not cosplaying as her, but yeah, make more friends. More cosplay friends. Let's go. Yes. Okay, so I have one more question on my listy-do for today, which is the one that I posted in chat, but I'm going to say it out loud as well. Regarding Cosplay Tea Time, what has been your favorite Cosplay Tea Time episode that you have been in / or watched?
For me, I think since I've actually been watching it for some time, and even being part of it about like 3 times from my part, which is actually quite nice. But if I were to pick my favorite episode by far, I would definitely have to say the previous one, which is on part 2 of the social media and content creation by far, mainly because I think, as I stated in that said episode, aside from, of course, cosplaying, I actually have a lot of experience with, of course, content creation and social media, even before I actually started cosplaying, going all the way back to 2008 when I first started making videos on YouTube for sure, to which, yeah, honestly, that by far is actually really great for sure, and despite the fact that it's actually well over 2 hours long, to which I actually did say congratulations, you just exceeded about 2/3 of the running time of Oppenheimer, so but yeah, that by far is, of course, my favorite episode by far, and yeah, I just couldn't get enough of it for sure, because yeah, honestly, it really does show the one thing I really do admire the most, and getting to talk about my experience, and of course, how much I've actually grown for about 15 years by far, back when I first started. It really is something I couldn't get enough of for sure, and yeah, and honestly, that by far is one that I can't get enough of for sure, and I always love looking back on it entirely.
What was the question again? I tapped out.
Oh, it's okay, Mousey. Excuse me. The question right now is your favorite cosplay tea time episode that you have watched and slash or have been in.
You're giving me a hard one.
No.
Ah! Why do you make it hard for me?
No.
You know I don't pick creepy favorite.
One that you enjoy.
Oh
Do I
dear.
have to pick? Do I have to pick?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to if you don't feel comfortable, but you can say all of them. So we'll have the playlist down below, so go watch them all.
Bring it. Action if you have it. They're really good.
Mm-hmm. My favorite episode, probably when we recorded My Hero Academia podcast. That was so much fun. Bringy?
I was like trying to go through and be like, A, which ones was I in? And A and B, which ones did I watch? Personally, since I've been doing it for a while now, some of the ones I had the most fun with were the Among Us and the Pass the Brush one that we did, just because they were a different format than we are used to, and they still were very fun. Those are my favorite two, top two in my opinion. And then,
Mm-hmm.
the rest. But I always enjoy being a part of them. But those two are my favorite this year because they were different than normal.
I'll be honest. I think my favorite was the first one, and I think that was about cosplaying. I generally cannot remember now because it's over my head. I can't remember, but it's a learning experience from everybody, like how and why we cosplay, it's different from everybody else's perspective. So it's a learning curve too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Let's see, some of my favorites. I mean, pretty much every single one's my favorite, so I really enjoyed the Among Us. The bloopers in that video is hysterical. Why are you in Europe? It's like, oh my gosh. Still gotta make a sticker of that. So yeah, Among Us was definitely different. A lot of hard work editing 3 separate videos into one. Oh, that was fun. Learning. Yay. But that one, Pass the Brush was also fun. Definitely very fun. But the scheduling bit got a little bit towards the end, but we pulled through, and I'm pretty gosh darn proud of that video. So And I think concerning like actual cosplay tea time, the where to buy cosplays was one of my favorites. That was like another long one, but it was so interesting just to hear what other people had to say, like where they buy their cosplays. We kept saying not sponsored a lot because it was like we're mentioning brands, but we're not sponsored. So it was like eventually it just became this whole thing like we're just not sponsored. Sorry, but here's where you can go to kind of buy cosplays because cosplaying can be expensive, takes a lot of money, a lot of time. So, it was just like really refreshing just to hear like where other people shop, getting like little tidbits and stuff. So, those are definitely some exciting ones. And we have so much more. There's playlist galore on the Cosplay Tea Time channel. So, real quick, I did want to mention since this will be towards the end of the year, I kind of wanted to mention Cosplay Tea Time goals. So not my goals or anything like that. I have other videos on separate channels, but with Cosplay Tea Time, I am hoping for at least 50 folks to join the server. I think, I should have looked beforehand, I think we have around 30-ish people in the server, not including bots, but we love our bots, don't get me wrong, love the bots, but I would like at least 50-ish people to join, so hopefully 100 subscribers. I know we're sitting at 70, and I do like the number 7, but I would like to see it in the triple digits, so I'm hoping and praying that sometime in 2024 we hit 100 subscribers, maybe do like a fun little thank you video or something, so hopefully that too. And also too, the goal of Cosplay Tea Time is to share information, but not only that, to provide positive content within the cosplay community, and I'm hoping to see more and more of that. So I think we did describe that in the last podcast recording with social media part 2, where it's like, we're seeing this trend of positivity with cosplaying and everything like that. Sorry, the words aren't forming anymore. So I'm hoping to see more of that, and I'm hoping that these videos can reach people and share that as well. So that's Cosplay Tea Time's goals for 2024. Let's do this. So, oh wait, and one more question to... I lied. I'm so sorry. I meant to do one more question. We're not quite done. I'm so sorry. Real quick, what are some other traditions or like holiday things that you observe during this time of year? So it could be Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Trying to think of others. Any other traditions? Girl.
Honestly, I think on my part, and of course, going back a bit to, of course, Christmas for sure. I think my family did used to have this tradition since probably back in like the early years, but I don't think we've actually done it now because it can actually be very hectic. We usually have this nice tradition that I'm pretty sure a lot of people may or may not be familiar with, which is, of course, hide the pickle, where, of course, you hide a nice little pickle ornament somewhere in the Christmas tree, and whoever finds it first will get a free present for a shirt, which honestly to me, I think when I was like a little kid, that is actually really fun for a shirt, but I think I kind of stopped doing it because let's face it, it can be massively hectic for sure, and if you thought the crowds during Black Friday isn't hectic enough, oh, just wait until you get to the find the pickle part. That too can be very hectic for sure. So yeah, it is actually fun while it is. I know I don't do it as much anymore for sure, but either way, it was of course a nice little tradition for sure. To which yeah, can be fun, but geez, just slow down one person at a time. So yeah.
A tradition that we have is we play 2 board games. We play Candyland, and we also play I forget the name of it, but it's an Armenian board game where you have they look like little hockey pucks, but it's not hockey. There's a white. There are some that are white, and then there are some that are black. And you kind of just play against each other. I think you roll some dice and you play each other. But yeah, fun game.
Sounds cool.
Mhm.
Ayumi, your
Sounds like-
turn.
Okay, so like I said previously, I don't celebrate Christmas that much because sometimes we stay home and celebrate the holiday. So me and my family celebrate Hanukkah, and it's just like 8 nights of presents and stuff like that. But me and my sisters, we always call my mom into opening them all on one place. Bringy?
We always on Christmas Eve night we open up our pajamas and we each get you also open one present from under the tree. And then we save the rest for obviously the next day. And because no. Yeah, like brain fart. Sorry, there's nothing else. I'm losing my mind.
It's okay.
There isn't much of any other traditions my family celebrates. It's just like just the normal, like, Thanksgiving, New Year's, nothing else that's celebrated. But
Okay, yeah, sorry to spring that question last minute. It was on my list, but it's like the list is so tiny with all the questions because I messed up with printing. So thank you all for being a good sport with that. So can't really think of like any other traditions other than just celebrating Christmas with family, calling up friends and everything. Every year I buy myself a little Christmas ornament to hang on the tree, so I have my little spots and everything. So we got all that good stuff. So speaking of good stuff, we're going to go ahead and wrap up our holidays podcast recording here. But before we take off, I always like to turn it over to the guest and tea sipper, see if they have questions for me about cosplay tea time or questions for folks in the tea room here or viewers out there. So, Ackley.
Well, I guess for my part, yeah, I think the one question that, seeing how we are getting close to the end of the year, I think there's one question that I must ask. I think what are some interesting topics that we'd like to cover for Cosplay Tea Time for 2024 and beyond? We would definitely love to know on that.
Is that for people in the tea room or for viewers?
I say for the viewers out there.
Okay. I'll put that down below. So thank you. Now, see?
Okay, so this is for everybody. Tea sippers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And lovely audience. Okay, so what's a good story that you have that brings fond memories for Christmas?
Stories.
Hmm.
Let's see, let's go back in our order. So, Ackley, you got anything?
Honestly, I think it's probably I know I did mention the Polar Express train ride as one Christmas memory, but honestly, I think for what I can gather, I think again, I think one thing I remember as a kid is of course getting to see a guy dressed as Santa Claus after ice skating, and that's pretty much about it. So, but yeah, really great one by far.
Well, honestly, going to see my grandparents, and actually, we do a fun to tickle, actually. And it's just always so hectic because it's just like they had to tickle so well, and it's just like really hard. And we have a tradition where like if someone finds the tickle, they'll like get $5 or something. Bringy?
Well, as a kid, I always enjoyed going and seeing my friends on Christmas when we were a little bit younger. But other than that, there wasn't really, and always just excited for Christmas in general.
Alright, what I would want to say is was, mostly going up to Pennsylvania to be with my grandparents for Christmas, but this is gonna be like the second or third year Christmas without them because they're gone, actually.
It's always hard holidays without loved ones, so
Mm-hmm.
it's difficult. So, let me see. Favorite Christmas memories? I don't know. I think I'm gonna piggyback off of Springy, just like that excited feeling around Christmas time and everything like that, like leading up to Christmas. Like you get that excitement in the air, and especially whenever you're a little kid, you're excited to see what kind of gifts you got, and even like sharing like gifts that you have for family members. I've reached my old age where I buy gifts and I'm like, okay, like I remember this person gets this gift, I wrap it, but then I forgot what I wrapped. So it's kind of like a surprise for both of us on Christmas. So whoever's getting it and me will both kind of figure out what it was. Or sometimes I sit there and I'm like, oh yeah, it's this and that, but I can't say it out loud because it's like, hey, like you're about to open it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. All right, now see, did you want to go ahead and answer it and any other questions?
I just wanted to say that my favorite story was definitely when I was a little mouseling and my cousins came over. Yeah, one time we created a cheese volcano and then it exploding everywhere. Our parents were so mad.
Oh, no.
It's funny now.
Makes sense.
I don't have any questions for anybody.
Nope. Springer?
Nope, I'm good.
Well, two things. One is not a question, but I want to suggest, like, maybe we can all make, like, a holiday cookbook or something.
Yeah, we're in the process of our holiday cookbook project, so I've been trying to get people to give us recipes. I need to get better at promoting that, but yeah, definitely love to see some holiday recipes.
And this for a question that's going to be for everybody is, what voice actor are you hoping you're able to meet in the next year?
Are we being realistic, or is this a dream?
Realistically.
Ackley, you go ahead.
Oh boy, I guess from what I could gather, this is a tough one by far because there's like a ton of course, voice actors that I would really love to meet by far, and it's coming from me seeing how I've actually met a ton of voice actors by far, and I do mean a ton for sure. However, if I were to actually choose one that I've always wanted to meet for some time, and yeah, I think I know I'm getting actually sound cheesy for saying it, no pun intended, Mousey. So, but yeah, honestly, I would have to say the one voice actor I love to meet is Lucy Christian. She is actually a really talented one by far in several bits of anime, both mainstream and underrated for sure. So, so yeah, I would definitely love to meet her by far for sure.
I would love to meet Frankie Darling. She's not a voice actress. She's a very popular cosplayer, but she is indeed a very, very good cosplayer. Her acting is incredible, and I think she explained one time how she can be so good. So, yeah, inspiration. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I think the one voice actor I would actually want to meet this year is Bryce Papenbrook. He is hilarious. Bring.
Who would I want to meet? Like I haven't been going to conventions that often, so it's been a bit hard. But who I would like to meet is either Kellen Goff, because he voiced a lot of the FNAF characters. Not that one.
He's Foxy.
But
no, he's
he voices a lot of them, so going through them is gonna be a while.
Yeah.
But I'd love to meet him or anyone from Ruby, primarily Miles Luna or Jen Brown. Weirdly, another Jen. Anyhow, for some reason it's always something with a Jen. But
Popular.
just like I would love to meet any of them as well. I would love to get like my sword signed or shield or something in general, please. But mainly Kellen Goff is who I want to go see, and he's gone to a few conventions before, so that's more likely for me to find him.
Mm-hmm.
Killer beans. So funny you mentioned Ruby, because I was like, the dream voice actress I want to meet, of course, is Samantha Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
She voices Nora Valkyrie. I've met her on like a call, like a GalaxyCon live 3-minute little video chat. But yeah, I want to meet her in person. I want her to sign Nora's hammer so much. But realistically, next year they don't have the lineup yet for 4-State Comic Con. That usually comes like after Valentine's Day, so I don't know who's gonna be there. But if I do plan on going to GalaxyCon Richmond, it's very tentative at the moment with planning. I know there's going to be a bunch, but the one person that I do want to meet is Amelie. She's like a singer, does a bunch of like anime covers and stuff.
Mhm,
I would love to meet her, and I want to do my Hayaska from Love is War, her cosplay. So I haven't cosplayed her in a hot minute, but yeah, that's who I would want to meet. So maybe fingers crossed.
mhm.
So Jason, what about you? Who are you gonna meet?
I would definitely love to meet Amelie because I've heard stories about how really kind and sweet she is. Her music talent is also phenomenal too. It's mind blowing.
Mhm.
I would also like to meet Johnny Young Bosch because growing up he's voiced Ichigo from Bleach and so many more. So it's just like,
Mhm.
and Crusader as well.
It's a good list. Checking it twice.
Mhm.
Find which voice actress or actor is naughty or nice. No kidding.
Mhm.
We don't have that kind of list, no. Alrighty, so I don't have any more questions. Seems like we're all done. We're going to leave some questions down for viewers down below to answer. Come on, ears, we were doing so good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We're going to go back to our little corners of the cosplay world, hopefully relaxing, enjoying the holiday season. So I just want to say, too, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, everyone, for making Cosplay Tea Time a thing. Thanks for keeping it up and running. I appreciate it. We'll have a link down below of all of 2023's podcast recordings. We just finished Colors. We're starting conventions. Maybe do that, too. Drop a couple conventions that you want us to cover. We'll be more than happy to get folks on that. So again, just thank you. We'll see you next year for some more awesome and amazing podcast recordings. I can't wait. Cue the stress. Good luck, future Jen. But that's okay. I got awesome people here that I can talk with, and that's what matters. Social support in the cosplay community is a must. So we're gonna go ahead and take off. I just want to say thank you again for watching. Hope everyone's taking care, staying safe, and as always, keep stepping away. Bye, everyone.